Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Veronica Dennis joining us here. Excited to have her here from Blue Healing, and it's a sanctuary for women seeking transformative wellness. Welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Well, pleasure to have you here. Tell us how we can contact you. Do you have a website, phone number, social media page to start off with?
Yes, my website is bluehealing.net. My Instagram is it's Veros Blue Healing,
Perfect.
Veros Blue Healing. And my phone number is 714-383-4008.
Beautiful. So, I know you offer a lot. Just to simply just state quickly, it's all holistic approaches, right? So you're merging spirituality, mind, body healing, Reiki, tarot, angel therapy, happiness coaching. There's so much that we need to get to today, and we're going to go into specifics momentarily. But first, I want to understand a little bit about the journey. And could you share a little bit about, the transformative journey your ideal clients really embark on?
Yes. Well, they usually come to me with, like they have stress, anxiety. They can have a lot of anger, sadness, many issues, for things in their life, issues with their family, or maybe they feel stuck in their career, money issues, love life, anything. But what I do with them is first help them understand the root of the issue. And this is their inner child wound. So we locate the chakra where this trauma is stored, because they get stored in there during our first 7 years of life. So from there we know where is the issue, if it's coming from dad, if it's coming from mom, if it comes from a situation that they went through when they were little. And from there we can start like unraveling the beliefs and the emotions that are keeping them in that situation. So that's, where they start their journey.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that. And also with the work that you're doing, let me also point out maybe some common struggles, issues that people do. I think that would be helpful.
Yeah, I mean, they usually come to me with issues in career, money issues, their love life. Some come with family issues, like with their kids and stuff. Um, but everything goes to not understanding who they are and what their possibilities are. Sometimes they are like in a fork, and they need to, well, of course, make a decision. Every day, every situation is a decision. So they just don't know themselves, and they doubt their inner voice. So why they come to me? Because something inside of them tells them that they know what to do, but they're not trusting themselves. So they come to me, and what I do is just download those messages for them.
Interesting, which is important that we all could do this. So stress, anxiety, I think that's one of the biggest one. And I feel like since the pandemic, we keep hearing this anxiety word, right? And I mean, did it exist before? I'm sure it did, but are you noticing more so now in this day and age?
Yes, of course, because loneliness, that we learn to be alone in our home, working from home. I think that has increased that issue of anxiety. We're not supported by others. So yes, definitely that has increased a lot.
All right. Well, let's get into more specifics if we can then about some of these chakra balancing modalities. What did you want to address with that?
Well, like I said, we get trauma, these inner child wounds, during our first 7 years of life. And this is where the chakras get blocked. We have 7 chakras. They go along the spine, from the bottom of the base of the spine to the top of our head. And the emotions during those 7 years get stuck in there. That becomes an energy block. And that's where we start having issues, because every chakra is connected with different emotions, situations in life, uh, behavioral patterns, and with organs and different body parts. So when we locate this energy block, what we do, every Reiki practitioner, because this is what happens in a Reiki session, we just move that energy. We channel universal energy, that is a wise energy, to go to those blocks, and they get released, transformed, transmuted, making space for harmony. So then if you have emotional issues, or you're stuck in life, or you have any illness or discomfort in your body, you start feeling that healing, an improvement in those areas.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask, because you've been doing this for quite some time, when it comes to balancing, getting this inner harmony, you mentioned it's an insight into inner child healing. Could you explain that a little bit?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, everything is connected.
Mm-hmm.
So we have everybody has inner child wounds. Even if you had a wonderful childhood, we have wounds because there are events that harm us in any way. So every chakra develops in 1 year. So during that year, it's going to attract events in our life to feel the emotions that are connected to that chakra. When we don't allow
Mm-hmm.
those emotions, it becomes a block. We don't allow it because parents, family, society teach us to not to feel. Don't be sad. Don't be angry. Don't. So we act out an emotion. When we act out an emotion, we don't allow ourselves to feel it, and that's the same way that we're going to react every time that emotion gets triggered. So during our whole life, we are dealing with that problem, that is our lesson in life, to learn that emotion. And until we do, we're going to keep attracting events that will trigger that emotion. What we do here with
Mm-hmm.
when we understand the inner child wound, where it was, originated, what happened in your life. Sometimes it's not something that happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if it's a root chakra block, it's something that may have happened to your mom when you were in her womb, or during your first year of life. So you just inherited that emotion, that issue that she was going through. So then when you see that, you understand that it's not you, it's not your fault, and you have
Mm-hmm.
the choice to respond differently to those situations. You just learn that behavior, that emotion. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when, by understanding your inner child wound, you start freeing yourself from believing that you have to see life that same way. It was just
Mm-hmm.
something that you learned.
Yeah,
It's not
interesting.
real.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Now, also, spirituality, you mentioned authentic living. You mentioned that kind of guides us as a force on this journey. And it's fascinating for those new time listeners to really get to know what this process is all about that leads us to our truth or to our authenticity. If you could explain that, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, well, spirituality means being connected with your higher self. And that's the part of your soul that's still up there and that remembers who you are. So when you learn to quiet your mind and listen to your inner voice, that is that higher self, you start knowing aspects of yourself that you didn't know. You start releasing beliefs, because we believe many things that were put in our heads that are not what we truly believe. So we start releasing things, beliefs about money, beliefs
Mm-hmm.
about religion, beliefs about beliefs about what a a partner in life
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
These things you start understanding. Oh, but I believe something different. It's just I never allowed myself to hear what I truly believe.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can start living life according to those things, to what according to what you really believe in. And that's where you move closer to your authenticity.
Got it. All right, perfect. And then also, you mentioned a little bit about illustrating this impact of holistic practice on achieving a balanced, authentic life.
Yeah, well, it's that, when you know yourself better, you can make different choices. You can really think. Many of us, for example, we do something that we don't really like. Many people do that. I mean, I say we because I was one of them. I am a physical therapist, so I always knew that I had to heal, but it wasn't that. My path wasn't that. It was here through, this holistic healing. So when you understand your truth, you can say, okay, now you have to jump and do things differently. You have to face your
Mm-hmm.
fear of, judgment, or, just putting in the trash, let's say, a
Yep.
career that you think I invested all these years and this, you know, but you say yes to yourself. You say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I allow myself to be happy, to do what really fulfills me and makes me happy. So through spirituality, through exploring your inner child wounds, and releasing all these things that are holding you back, yes, you move in a path of authenticity. You have to make hard decisions, because you need to have the strength to follow your heart, what you really want, but you start transforming your life, so it is what you really want it to be and what makes you happy.
Got it. Well, we appreciate this. We appreciate you, and just want to remind everyone at this time the best forms of contact, how we can reach you. So, could you share the website, phone number, any social media pages again, if you don't mind?
Yes, of course. My website is bluehealing.net.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is Veros Blue Healing, VEROS Blue Healing.
Okay.
And my phone number 714-383-4008.
Perfect. All right. Well, there's still so much. And by the way, I'm trying to, I mean, I'm having trouble on my end for the internet, but it's bluehealing.net, right? I've been trying to
Yes.
pull it up and it's not working on my end. It could be just
Huh.
me, but it doesn't matter. I don't need that. I mean, I hope everyone else can make sure they get it. But you're also on Instagram. So I see you there. That's Blue Healing Tarot, right?
No, it's the Instagram is Veros Blue Healing.
Perfect. Okay. Well, it popped up the other way for me when I searched your name. Okay. Just making
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
That's
I
why I was like,
changed
oh,
my name.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we're elevating our mind, body, and soul here with our guest today and talking more about the work she can do. So, ladies out there, really, she offers you a sanctuary and can help with so much with spirituality. By the way, the holidays are here. Don't forget, you can also give the gift that keeps on giving, gift cards. I saw that,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yay.
Yes.
And, there's still so much more to the work that you're doing. So, we still have 10 more minutes left in your show. Before we get to closing remarks, I mean, there's still so much more we could talk about. So, what other area did you want to focus on before we continue?
Um, well, I think I just wanna like highlight the importance of allowing ourselves
Mm-hmm.
to feel emotions.
Okay.
There are many emotions that are
Mm-hmm.
labeled as um, like negative emotions, and there's no
Mm-hmm.
negative emotions. They're just uncomfortable. So when you feel that there's an emotion that comes back to you again and again, let's say frustration, allow yourself a moment to just feel. How does that feel? Where do you feel it in your body? What are all the sensations that you feel? Because you can start releasing this emotion and start your journey to, for in your this healing journey, just by feeling emotions. It's not wrong. If you want to cry and you're surrounded by people, maybe you just want to cry and it's not bad. People tell you don't cry, but you can cry and you should cry and it's okay. And you feel this release. So yeah, I really focus on that, on teaching people to feel emotions, to liberate themselves, to be free in their
Aw.
lives. Yes.
And could you share?
Um,
I love hearing, client stories. Like there's one in particular, Tony says, Veronica's a beautiful being. She has brought so much clarity and understanding into my life. She was not only patient, she was kind. Definitely would recommend. I love hearing, what people are saying. So much depth and intuitive connection. This other person says you provide clarity and guidance. The testimonials go so quick on the website. By the way, it's working. But if you
okay.
read that, it's always good to hear. I'm sure there's other great stories. Anything else you would like to add?
Well, I mean, yeah, when you say yes to this healing, because of course, going into this healing journey uh, takes a lot of commitment. So these people that you read in there, they just embraced what they got in the session and they followed again the guidance. Um, there's one that she said she was having a very rough time because she was getting divorced and she just messaged me the other day and she said she had to move. She was, having issues with money and everything. But now, thanks to I was doing Reiki to her and she said she got promoted in her job. She is a manager in there. Um, she has a new person in her life that she feels is her soulmate. So, when you just say yes to your healing, when you allow, okay, because a lot of times you're not going to hear what you want in these sessions. You're going to face your fears or that those things that you don't want to know about. That's part of
Mm-hmm.
you. That's your shadow. And when you say yes, when you just own it and say yes, okay, this is something that I have been um, trying not to deal with, but now I say yes to that. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when they move forward. This is all, those are all these stories about them saying yes to that and working toward the goal that is, okay, I need to go through these uncomfortable feelings and
Yeah.
situations to get
Yeah,
to the
you
other
do.
side where I have my what I want.
So true.
It's
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes.
We've, a lot of us have gone through those types of situation. And let me ask, I mean, the truth is, I feel like the New Year's here, right? The holidays are here, and
Mm-hmm.
it just brings, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of stress, but then there's also a lot of good to come out of it. And there's a lot of hope. And I
Mm-hmm.
know you give your clients more than just hope, you give them solutions. And that matters. I just want them to know that their life can be changed. And just in particular, I know there's a lot that you do, but can I ask, you do Reiki sessions, right? And that's a
Mm-hmm.
form of energy healing. That helps
Yes.
with a plethora of things. What is the majority of your clients with Reiki healing, need the help with? And what can that inspire them to overcome to help with?
Okay, so Reiki helps with everything, like if you're stressed, if you have issues sleeping, um, if you need clarity of mind, uh, if you are stuck, that would be like Usui Reiki that helps with these general issues. There's a Karuna Reiki that is more focused on opening the heart, that is where we heal. And I use that to heal self-love. This is where everything comes from, self-love. And from there, you can heal your relationships or any situation in your life. And karmic Reiki, well, that goes further,
Okay.
just removing any karmic um, ties that are holding you back. But in
Hmm.
all these sessions, I channel
Yeah.
information. So it's kind of a reading too, because you get that information of whatever emotions are there, beliefs, behaviors, and also messages from the divine telling you, what is it that you need to focus on? Because everything it's about changing things here. your
Yeah.
thinking pattern, your vision about a situation, because everything, even the worst thing, you can see it as something terrible that is going to end your life, or you can see it as an opportunity to rebuild yourself and to find the lesson and how you can help others in maybe that situation. How could you can
Mhm.
find, the light?
Got
So,
it.
yes,
Well, speaking of light, on your Instagram post, I saw your post about, I guess it was angelic healing, right? Um, so you have
yes,
messages, you have guides from the angels above, in a sense, and it's Archangel Michael, right?
Michael.
So
Yeah.
how does it work if someone wants an angel reading? What's the difference, and how does, compared to a Reiki healing session, what is it like to do an angel a healing session?
Okay, what I do is the client tells me what their issue is. So based on that issue, we channeled an angel that has the gifts that will help them in that situation. Like if it's love, Archangel Chamuel is gonna come. If it's fear, is going to be Archangel Michael. If it's about communication, it's gonna be Archangel Gabriel, for example. So from there, I can use charts to like channel the messages of this
Mm-hmm.
angel, and I have also angel cards, angel tarot, angel oracle cards, so we can like amplify that message. Also, there's channeled messages, they just come through, but you get the guidance through that angel. And I always close this angel's therapy with a few minutes of Reiki guided by this angel to balance your energy and integrate all the information and the healing in your energy, in your soul.
Got it. Well, thank you so much. Let's talk again and reiterate your commitment about guiding women towards this holistic wellness, if you don't mind. We still have 3 minutes left in your show.
Okay, so well, my commitment is to empower women to embrace authenticity, find inner balance, and unlock their unlimited potential. So, what I do is I'm focused on providing this safe space where they don't feel judged, where they feel very um, I would say supported and nurtured in
Mm-hmm.
these moments where they are getting in touch with their root cause of the issue. And the messages, the guidance is always going to be loving. It's going to always to be from their guides, the angels. There's always something is coming from love, and it's going to remind them that they are coming, that they are loved, and they are very, very, very supported.
Great. Well, thank you so much. And in order to reach out to, could you share how we do that?
To reach out, well, bluehealing.net,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Vero's Blue Healing, and my phone, 714-383-4008.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. Pleasure having you, and looking forward to the next time we get to connect. And thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, thank you for
Oh,
having me. It was a
thank you.
pleasure being here. I
Oh,
loved it.
perfect. Well, thank you so much. You have a fantastic day. And to all of our listeners and viewers, stay tuned. More of the show's coming up right after the break. Have a great day.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.